My personal thoughts on Inzoi, the new life simulation game that many say are answering to the Sims franchise run by EA. Now, first off, I hate the battle between Sims and Inzoi, along with Paralives or any other that may be out there trying to start a life sim game. We have so many games that can stand together. COD has Fortnite, Marvel Rivals has Overwatch. So many games can be in the same field, just to name a few. But in the Sims community, fans can get a little cliquey in controlling over a franchise that, well, has no idea who they are, just wants their money. But I digress. Inzoi was created by Crafton, which they have created a range of games. Life Simulation is their first game of this kind that they have tackled as they have put in their notes on Steam. So looking over their notes on Steam for the roadmap, as I was discussing, they seem to be very transparent on this, being for... they know that they are starting out with very limited things in the game because they don't want to overpower themselves along with not overpowering us, because we only have known one true life sim game, and I personally can appreciate that. With that being said, that is why there isn't a lot to do in the game currently. They brought us the Zoe creator first to get us to test out and get hang of what it's like to create them. And now we have the early access, the base of base games. There's a lot new things to learn, and they offer a lot of outlets to read in the game. I'm a point and click girly, so I get overwhelmed with a ton of new stuff to read, and I just figure out on my own, but it's still very, very helpful. We have the basic paths of going to school from a child in elementary, going up to college and going to a university, and then moving on to your job. Of course, if you didn't want to have a young adult go to college, you could skip that process and instantly just take them right into the workforce. Currently in Dowon, it is a Korean-based world. I feel like there's not much to do here as the American-based world that is called Bliss Bay. Bliss Bay, you can ride rides. It seems like there are a ton more destinations that you can physically go to. Now, no, I haven't actually counted, but I will say visually I was overwhelmed than what I was with Dowon, but I love being in Dowon and the culture, and that is where my main save file is at, although I did play a little bit of this Bliss Bay, and I noticed it actually did lag a lot for me, so I don't know if that has a play in all the different things that you can do there, but it does look a lot bigger to me, and it feels a lot bigger in places of where to go and what you can do. I mean, it has a proper burger joint, and I was hoping that Dowon had a traditional Korean restaurant. They do have a ton of cafes and a little gaming place, but I was just kind of like, well, that doesn't seem fair. But the gaming lounge is fun, but that was the one thing that I noticed, that they always sit down to talk, besides just standing up and just discussing things. I know when I'm at the gaming lounge that they always will jump around from seat to talk, and they won't sit down and play a game and talk. They won't shoot basketballs. There's no multitasking. They won't eat and talk. So that can be a little outputting of not being able to do current things together. But moving on to other basis things in the game, when having events, it's hard to get people to eat. I almost had every guest starve while I had a housewarming party. I made so many meals and set them out on the table, and I couldn't call them to eat. So I wish they had more engaging actions to get party goers going, but I noticed you can switch between NPCs, but certain NPCs, you can't switch between all of them, so I'm not sure if after you hit a certain friendship with them that you can't do it anymore, or there's just certain NPCs that you can, or if it's a glitch. When playing Inzoi, you have the option to point and click for them to go places, or you can manually walk them there. So you have a little bit more control of your Zoi, and you can easily click off and on your autonomy. Currently, you can only have babies after you get married, which again, I'm okay with. I'm trying to get the feel of the Zois and how fast I can swoon them. I don't need babies all over the place right now, but in the future, I hope that becomes obsolete, as accidental pregnancies do make the game a little bit more spicier. I know of 2 locations that are open, and that is you can visit the police station and the fire station. I have not encountered using any of these features. There's been no fires. There's been no, activity where the cops need to be called on me, but I'm wondering if you do pick a job for them, if it is a rabbit hole or you go travel with them, because I know you can be a firefighter, but I haven't attempted to see if, okay, I'm a firefighter, I can physically go to work with them, but you can see that on the phone. and all of that. So I'm interested to see how that works. When you check out the Inzoi schedule, this is something that I really, really like. They have natural in-game events happening, but you can delete them or change their time for how long they last. This is definitely a added bonus because as in The Sims, I don't want prom every Saturday. And Inzoi, I don't need the same Central Park event every week. And even when you go to school, I was going to university from 9 in the morning to 6 p.m. So I made that class 3 hours long and I put it along the 3 days. And it worked out perfectly. The ease of drag and dropping is really, really nice. So from there, you have basics to figure out playing your Zoi, but one thing that I like is that Canvas. Canvas is Inzoi's version of the Sims Gallery. This is where people upload their game creations and 3D prints in the game. Now, when you click on some of the 3D print options and decor items, they are way too big. You have to manually resize them, and I just don't have time for that. To me, cluttering and in this house version of Inzoi, it's super hard, and I don't see myself building or decorating much in this game. I was quick to download a ton of different builds from Canvas so I could focus on my gameplay. Am I okay with not building? Yeah, I'm in this time I want to do the gameplay and see where my creative RP stories can take me, and Inzoi is really giving me that ability. What I like about Canvas is using it in-game. It's a quick click and download, but if you go to it through the web browser, you have 10 downloads that you can click, and when you go into the game, they auto-download and they're already queued up to go. Within the first week's almost a month into Inzoi, I think it has a lot of potential, and it's okay to go slow and steady with some openness and the path that they are going, and they are hearing players' thoughts, concerns, and swiftly getting in with bug fixes. So keep an eye out for the next updates. What are you liking, and what are you inputting into Inzoi to help make this a greater life simulation game? Now with over 10 hours in of playtime, I am excited about this game, and we'll see where this exactly takes us. Thanks for not ditching it before it could walk, Crafton. So don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, hit that little bell so you don't miss any of the next videos, and let me know other simulation games that you would like me to tackle, walk, and play through. But let me know what you think down in the comments, your official thoughts on Inzoi. How are you liking it, or how even are you disliking it? That conversation can be done tastefully. It's okay to give a positive and also just a fixer-upper review for any type of game, but there's no reason to say that it's going to fail before it has even time to walk. We're in that first experience of it, and we as the consumers and gamers are the ones that's going to be helping how this game can progress. So if you're noticing anything or noticing, hey, you should add this, hey, we should edit this, let the devs know. That's why they have a ton of games that are in early access, but I know I only play with the title early access because I know some games that have been in early access literally for 10 years. So I use the title early access very loosely, but they are willing to hear what we are noticing as players because there's some things that they maybe don't notice as developers, and that can happen when they're only trying to make sure things are smooth and things are doing this, and that, when they don't actually sit down for hours and hours and hours to actually play the game. That's what we as gamers and consumers are here to do, to help them make this a game for us by them. So again, I appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are, and this is Lunagalaxy out.